Hi everybody, Mr. Sanford here. I'm going to go over some I do examples. We're going to take those same two conversions that we started with earlier, the feet to centimeters and days to seconds, and we're going to work those all the way through to get a final answer. And so we're going to follow these steps. We already know the conversion steps we need to take and the equivalency statements that we're going to use. We're going to write our chosen equivalency statements as ratios and place the units on opposite sides of fractions so that they cancel. And then we're going to plug our numbers in and use a calculator to solve, making sure we use parentheses around those ratios so that our calculator follows the correct order of operations. So these examples are things you're going to want to write on paper and take a picture of and upload to this section of your digital notebook. Okay, so make sure you're prepared to do that. But let's go ahead and get started. We already saw this question earlier. How many centimeters are in 7.5 feet? So we're starting with 7.5 feet and we're going to change that to centimeters. So we know our conversion steps. Convert feet to inches and then convert inches to centimeters. And that's straight from earlier. If you want to copy and paste that text box here, that's totally fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by writing down 7.5 feet. And just like in the last example, we're going to hit times and a line, right times and a line. And that's going to help us set up our conversion factor correctly. So underneath the fraction, we're going to start by writing the unit we want to get rid of. Like we want to get rid of feet, so we write it on the bottom of the fraction, and we're changing those feet to inches, so inches goes on top. And now we need numbers. So if we go to our equivalent statements, 1 foot equals 12 inches. So that's where those numbers come from. And then we're physically going to cross off the unit's feet on both sides because that's what happens. And now we can use our calculator to solve this. If you look on the taskbar of your Chromebook, there should be a little calculator icon. And that is a TI-84 app that you can use as your calculator. You don't have to go out and buy one. That one's on your Chromebook all the time for you to use. And so what you would type to solve this is 7.5 times parentheses 12 divided by 1. All right, and when you get that, you're going to find that that equals 90 inches. All right, so the second step is to convert inches to centimeters. So we're going to start with these inches that we just found out. So we take the answer to the first part and use it to start the second part. 90 inches, and we do times and a line. And now we need to put our units in the right spot. We have inches here and we want to get rid of it, so let's put it on the bottom. And we want to change those inches to centimeters, so let's put them on top. And our equivalence statement here, 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, gives us the numbers to plug in. We cross off inches. And now we're going to use our calculator, and we're going to type 90 times parentheses 2.54 divided by 1 parentheses. Hit enter, and we're going to find that that equals 228.6 centimeters. All right, so that was a two-step conversion. The next one that I want to show you is that other question we were working on about converting days to seconds. How many seconds are in 3 days? And we have our conversion steps from earlier, so if you want to copy that text box and paste it here, that's great. But then let's write our answer on paper, and then we'll the math work here, and then we'll take a picture of it, upload it, and insert it into this section of our notebook, okay? So the first step is convert days to hours. So we have 3 days. That's what we're going to start with. We're going to do times and a line. And we want to put days on bottom so that it cancels out. And we're converting those days to hours. So hours goes up top. Now we need some numbers. 1 day equals 24 hours. That equivalent statement gives us our numbers. We're going to cancel out the unit days and use our calculator to type 3 times 20 parentheses 24 divided by 1. And hit enter, and we're going to find that that's 72 hours. Now the next step says convert those hours to minutes. So we're going to start with our answer, 72 hours. And we're going to write times and a line. And then we need to get rid of hours. So we know, or we should know, that we're going to put hours on the bottom of our fraction. And we're converting those hours to minutes. So minutes goes on top. Now we need some numbers right here. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. That's where our numbers come from. And then we're going to use our calculator again. And we're going to cross off our unit hours so that they cancel out. And then we'll use our calculator to type 72 times 60 divided by 1. And we're going to find that it equals 4,320 minutes. So now we've got one more step. This is a longer one. Convert those minutes into seconds. So we start with our 4,320 minutes. And we're going to write times in a line. We want to get rid of minutes, so we put that unit on the bottom. We want to find seconds, so we put that unit on top. And now we need some numbers, and we know that 1 minute equals 60 seconds, so we plug those in. Cross off minutes because they're on opposite sides. And now we're going to type in our calculator 4,320 times 60 divided by 1 in parentheses, and hit enter, and we're going to find that we get 259,200 seconds. All right, guys, so one last thing, I want you to notice the pattern that I used here. I started off by writing the number we have, times in a line, and then I did units first. I put the units in the right spot, then added numbers, canceled, and then used my calculator. That's the same steps you're going to want to use, the same pattern you're going to want to use for every single one of these problems that we do for the rest of the school year. Like I said, this is a major skill we do all year long. Okay, thanks, guys.